What's up guys, Billy from Maxx again, and today we're revisiting my 50 Shades of FDE build with the newest addition to it. So I would like to start by saying if you have any target needs, steel or paper, go to defensetargets.com and use discount code MADMAX, M-A-D-M-A-X, 1D, 1X, and you get 10% off everything. Veteran owned company, real good shit. I have a video on them a couple videos back. I will link it up here. And yeah, steel targets, real good shit. defensetargets.com, discount code MADMAX, and you can find them at defensetargets.com on Instagram and all that goodness. Alright, so let's get into it. Right here I got my 50 Shades of FDE build. I did a video on it in the past and a little bit's changed on it, but I'm gonna run over front to back real quick and then let you know what's changed, and then we'll get into the big boy here. But war comp up front, same thing. Roscoe 14.5 inch barrel. I have zero complaints about the Roscoe barrels. I have this and then my 11.5 inch on the green gun. I put a dual fuel 600 M600 Surefire up front here. I mean, it's a good light, it's Surefire. I don't shoot at night, but you know, you never know. That's new. BCM grip pointed forward because Lucas. A Mark 14 in Desert Dirt. Love that rail. That's the same shit. Arrow precision receiver set. BCM gunfighter grip, Mod 0 I believe. Surefire or Geisley SSP trigger. Love that. I got some Elfman tactical and I walk pins. Got the Maritime bolt catch. Good shit there too. That's all the same. Airborne charge and handle DDC. That's a quality charge and handle. I did change out the bolt carrier. I put I believe it's a Spikes tactical light nickel boron. It's got all the lightning holes drilled in it. Honestly, don't notice any difference in it. Radian Talon. That's a must. Well, I shouldn't say that's a must, but I do. It's my favorite safety selector. I got a braided 42 Geisley buffer spring and then the H2 buffer that it comes with. Or might be an H1. Let me check. Yeah, it's an H1 buffer that it comes with. I don't have an opinion on it really. I don't really notice a difference between this and a regular H1. They're saying it's supposed to make a different noise. I don't know. It's Geisley though, so it's got to be good. Tanadized Colt buffer tube, a BCM SOP mod stock. Love this stock. I put this up against the B5 SOP mod, but that's a little bit bigger, bulkier, looks cooler, but this is, I think, is more functional. My only complaint is the way the slings come up on here, which comes to my next thing. I got the M81 God's Plaid Ferro Concept Slingster. That's the master race now, boys. I did switch out the fixed Daniel Defense for a Magpul Pro flip up. It was just getting in the way, and I have a low power variable optic on there now, so it's kind of would have been in the way. In the back, still gonna have the CAC U.S. Marine Corps surplus. I don't use it. It's nice armament, so it's probably good shit. But let's get to the major big difference. Got a Nightforce NX8 here in a Nightforce Unimount. It's a 0 MOA mount, but yeah, rock solid. So let's get into the NX8 a little bit. It's a newer optic. In the past couple years, they had the NXS series with the 1:4 and then the 2.5:10. I have the 2.5:10. I will put a picture up in there somewhere for you so you can compare the sizes. This fucker's tiny. It's over an inch shorter than the Voodoo that I had. It's an inch shorter than the 2.5:10, but like for 2.5:10, I'm gonna do a video on that later, but the 2.5:10 is like the perfect size. It's the same size as the Voodoo, the same size as the Razors. I believe it's a little smaller than both of those actually, and it's definitely lighter. But back to the NX8 here. This is 8.75 inches, relatively small for a 8 power optic, and it don't quote me on this, but I believe it's 17 ounces, which is like 8 ounces less than the Razor, and it's 8 power. But I got the cap version here. That's available to mill and law enforcement only. Says Nightforce. I don't know if like there's ways around that, but I like the cap on this because I'm not going to be dialing it at all, and that way when you zero, once it's zeroed, you don't got any fumbling around. You don't got to worry about it getting slapped out of zero. I do have it mill adjustments, and they are 0.2 mils per click, and the clicks on here, I'm not gonna click it at all because it's zeroed and I don't want to forget. But actually, fuck it. I don't know if you can hear it from here, but yeah, I doubt you can hear it. But very tactile and firm. They're not mushy at all. And yeah, so when it comes to that, that's perfect in my eyes. It's 1:8. Obviously, it's first focal plane. Obviously, well, I shouldn't say obviously. The NXSs aren't, but the NX8 series, they came out the whole series now. They're doing 2 to 20s and like 3 to 32 or something crazy like that. I don't know if those are actually on the market yet, but they're taking pre-orders. But the glass is crazy clear. Everyone complains about the Eyebox not being big enough. I don't have a problem with the Eyebox because it makes you be more like exact on when you're bringing the optic up. And if the Eyebox was bigger, you'd be a little sloppier, but like it forces you to do the exact same thing every time, and you're gonna be more precise with it. There's no parallax adjustment. I believe it is fixed at 150 yards or meters. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, there's no parallax adjustment. There is 10 brightness settings, and it is 100% daylight bright, and it does the where each in between each setting is off, so you find the setting that you like and then you just pop it off of that, so you don't have to crank it all the way down. But yeah, moving on, the reticle, it's like a TMR almost. So you got your windage calls, and then you got your elevation calls out to 10 mils, and then on the windage you got 15 mils. Actually, no, on the elevation you got 15 mils too, and then it's got like 2 big arrows coming from the side into the middle of the reticle, and 1 big arrow coming up from the middle. There's nothing coming down, which it's good for holdovers and everything. The farthest I've taken out so far is 250. Yeah, it's definitely only 250. So I was pretty much doing dead holds anyway. But in the near future, I'm going to be able to go to a range that this time of year I think it's only 400, but when the crops start falling, it goes out to like 700, maybe 1,000. But I'm gonna do an update video where when I go out to the range with all the guns, just like quick little couple minute bringing them out to max distance. But yeah, the reticle, I'll get a little video in there showing how daylight bright it is, and the magnification from 1 to 8. The 1 is almost a true 1 power. There is a little bit of a, like when you're coming across, like what do they call it? Aberrations, chromatic I don't know. I don't use all that scientific lingo, but there is a little bit of bending, just a tad. Yeah, right when you get to the edge, there's a tad of bending, but it is super clear. I heard a lot of people complaining that the between 6 and 8 power, the focus wasn't that good, but that's only because of the parallax adjustment. When you're out past 150 yards and you're cranked up at 8, it's perfect. Like, it's clear, it doesn't get fuzzy. I don't know what they were talking about unless they were just shooting up close with it. But yeah, this is rock solid. If you're in the market for a high-end low power variable optic, but you don't like want to go crazy spending over $2,000 on like a Mark 6 or ATACR, which like the ATACR is crazy. I've only used the 5 to 25s, but at the 1 to 8 I can't imagine it being anything but amazing. But yeah, this is for me it's like right there for like the perfect low power variable optic due to size, magnification, like everything brought into one. But the price for some people might be a little offsetting. If you're buying it full retail, it's about, I want to say, between $1,500 and $1,800. I'm not exactly sure on that. I'll look it up and then I'll post it somewhere. But yeah, it's between $1,500 and $1,800. They do a military direct sales for law enforcement and military, and my only complaint with that is that they're made to order. So like they tell you to give them 45 days for the anything that's not an ATAC or a beast, and then you got to give them 90 days when you order an ATAC or a beast. But the price difference for the Unimount and the Optic, which I believe the Unimount it retails for like $300, but for the Unimount and the Optic I paid like $1,380 or $1,400, something like that after everything. So you compare that to like a Razor or Primary Arms or Voodoo, the Primary Arms Platinum Series or Voodoo, which are all great options, but this is better, and the price isn't that much more if you have those benefits. So 10 out of 10 in my book. Definitely 2 thumbs up. The mount, like I was saying, it's just a 0 MOA Unimount, and the height is 1.5 inches, so it's, I believe, would be lower 1/3. Yeah, that's definitely a lower 1/3 mount. So yeah, guys, NX8, the opposite of any complaints for this. 2 thumbs up in every aspect for performance, price, looks cool. To me, the Nightforce is the new master race. I could be way off on that. There's still some like Leupold fanboys out there. There's still the Vortex fanboys. I mean, there's gonna be fanboys for everything, but I'm a Nightforce fanboy. Not gonna say that I don't like Leupolds, because I did just pick up a Leupold Mark V. That thing's ridiculous too, but tangent, sorry. But yeah, this gun, definitely love where it's at. This optic's amazing. I'm probably gonna end up throwing it on the Scar at one point just to see how it reacts to that. Definitely happy I snagged this. Should have bought 2, but yeah, you live and you learn. I missed out on the Edgar Sherman's design one too. Anyway, I'm rambling. Yeah, guys, if you got any suggestions, comments, you want to know any more, just comment below. If you don't subscribe, make sure you subscribe. My face is going to be right about here for you to click on. There's going to be a couple of videos over here and here. That's what YouTube says is good for you. If you liked it, make sure you like it. And as always, if you didn't like it, eat a dick. There should be a large penis target over here. Yeah, that's for you, bud. I'll see you next time. Later.